Welcome to the Literary Titan podcast. In every episode, we dive into a book we've just read and share our thoughts, from best-selling authors to rising literary stars. We read it. Now let's talk about it.
Theodore McDowell's Excavating the Cruelty of Memories, Exploring the Depths of Adult Trauma, is a book of poetry that reads like an intensely personal memoir, broken into lyric fragments. Its 4 sections move through traumatic brain injury, homelessness and street life, psychiatric hospitalization, and addiction. But the deeper subject running through all of them is identity. What happens to a person when memory, family, faith, work, and even a familiar sense of self become unstable? McDowell gives the collection a clear emotional architecture. So even as individual poems shift in time, perspective, and setting, they feel connected by one continuing struggle to understand the man who existed before the injuries and the man who survived them. What gives the book its force is McDowell's physical, restless imagery. Music is everywhere too, especially jazz and blues, giving the poems a pulse when the speaker's life feels most disordered. Biblical language enters just as naturally, with God appearing as comforter, adversary, absence, mystery, and sometimes the only presence large enough to argue with. The result is poetry that feels lived. One of the collection's most revealing moments comes when McDowell describes his injured brain as having been rewired to speak in poetry, turning words into the means by which a damaged identity can begin assembling itself again. The book is also deeply concerned with the people standing near the center of the speaker's suffering. His wife and children aren't scenery in a story about illness. They carry wounds of their own, and several poems move into their emotional territory, allowing fear, resentment, exhaustion, tenderness, and loyalty to complicate the narrator's understanding of himself. His parents and sister become equally powerful presences as therapy begins uncovering the violence and grief beneath idealized childhood memories. In the title poem, Recollections That Begin with Fishing, a mother waving from a kitchen window, and a sister inventing heroic stories, eventually open into alcoholism, domestic violence, abuse, and suicide. That excavation gives the collection its emotional depth. Trauma here isn't one catastrophic event. It accumulates, resurfaces, changes shape, and travels through families. By the end, recovery has become less a clean destination than a difficult practice of recognition. Sobriety, forgiveness, marriage, aging, grief, faith, and self-knowledge all remain unsettled, which makes the closing poems feel earned. Even the last poem leaves McDowell kneeling at a literal crossroads, still wrestling with God, death, memory, and the question of what comes next. That choice suits a book whose greatest strength is its willingness to remain inside contradiction. Beauty beside degradation, love beside damage, belief beside fury, and survival beside the persistent pull of self-destruction. Excavating the Cruelty of Memories is a fierce, intimate testament to the way a shattered life can find its voice without pretending the cracks have disappeared.
Thanks for joining us on the Literary Titan podcast. If today's review sparked your interest, be sure to pick up a copy of the book and experience it for yourself. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a rating, or share it with a fellow book lover. Until next time, keep reading, not just to escape, but to grow.